to show you how to use your textbook and the search tools in your textbook to make it work like Google. Now for a couple of weekly tasks, your practice drill, your reading exercise, and your worksheet, it's going to reference the textbook. And maybe you've come from a more traditional learning environment where textbooks weren't used a lot during tests, and so this could be something new, the idea that any test, any quiz you take, you're allowed to use a textbook. And some people even look at this and say, well, are you really learning if you can have the textbook? And I'm going to argue that it's more, you're actually doing more so, because what we're learning when we're going back to the textbook and going back to the test question is we're building a stronger connection in our brain with the information. And also in real life, when you leave school and you're working on your career, if you're not sure how to find something or you don't know what to do with something, you go and you look it up. And so practicing this skill while you're here, Brian, will make you a faster and more effective learner. I studied English in school for a long time, but I still can't remember every single grammar rule, and also they change, and so it's good to constantly be going back and checking that information. And that's why we encourage you to do so when taking the quizzes. So the first thing we're doing is the week 1 practice drill. And I say always use Chrome when you're doing any type of drill, if possible. And this says that if you go to chapters 16 and 17, the information will be here for your quiz. And of course, I've already studied that information, and now I'm ready to take my quiz. So when I click on the quiz, I'll get ready to go there. I'm also going to open up the textbook in another browser. I use Firefox for my second browser, but you can use Internet Explorer or Safari or whatever you want to do. So I just log in my separate browser. I go ahead and log into our class. And I access the reading assignments. And clicking on any of these chapters will take us right to the reading we need to do for this week. So even if I click on chapter 1, I can get to chapter 16. Because when we go to contents, you'll see that you can go to part 1 or down to the readings for the reading exercises are all in part 3, and then part 2 has all the chapters for grammar. So even if I start part 1, I can skip ahead to chapter 16. Now let's go back to the drill question. It says choose the letter of the best question for the following run on or comma splice. Run on, comma splice, what's that? Maybe I don't remember from my reading. I'm going to click over, and I can just type in comma splice. And if you've done some highlights, you can have a look in your highlights, or you can have a go in the entire book. And it'll search, and I can click, and it'll take me to that page where I can get information just on comma splices, which is pretty cool. If you like to print things, you can hit print and it'll come out. You can hit the magnifying glass to make it bigger or make it smaller. And so have that open and use that while you're going back and forth with your drill, or with your reading exercise, grading exercise, and in the end when you do your final. I hope you found this useful, and if you have questions, please let me know.